I've returned. It was popular demand.
Second attempt!
One person.
I have the right mic hooked up. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Nexus Rumble. They've put me in charge of production again for, no sane reason. I am desperately aware that my mic is peaking a little bit. I'm hoping it sounds okay. Feel free to flame me in the chat. That's what I'm here for. Unfortunately, once again, I have to be joined by a co-caster and my man over there. It's Patrick. He plays hops now, at least.
Div 6?
Six. We're 6.
Div 6.
Yeah.
I almost got mixed up with Div 1. You know,
No.
But yeah, no, after commentating a whole bunch of games, they finally convinced me to actually play the game for once, and turns out kind of bad at it, but we're getting there. These are the co-caster privileges that we receive here.
Mm-hmm. He has indeed. His camera is, my Twitch connection to his camera is what we're going to call temperamental, so we're going to do our best with that. Also, neither me nor Patrick are trusted members of the Heroes Lounge community, and therefore there will be no betting tonight. You think they're going to let us be in charge of something important? No. But we've got two very interesting matches coming up tonight. Later on today, we're going to have Munchies versus AFK for Coco. That's going to be very exciting. But first of all, we're greeted with Unleashed versus Stockholm Syndrome. And because I got home early, and because I, generally don't have a life, we've got some information about both of those teams. So Unleashed...
He's done his research. He's done his
research. Nerd alert.
Uh-oh.
Unleashed like a little bit of Tomb, they like a little bit of Dragonshy, and they like a bit of Infernal Shrines, and they've played a lot of Hanzo, they've played a lot of Leoric, and they've played a lot of Blaze. But we've also seen Lucio come out, we've seen Genji come out, and as a little bit of a one-off special, we saw a Cho'Gall come out.
Anything could happen. Anything. I'm looking for that Abba Murky game. We're just trying to get this all organized right now. I'm sure he's got a second batch of research to come out in just a moment. But as we just do a bit of Luca production in the background, I'm going to fill the noise with random shrieks. Ah!
Okay, so color casting isn't Patrick's strength. Let's hope. Pocket picks are what I like to think of as something you can take out in the moment when you need it. It's not your bread and butter. You're not playing Cho'Gall every game. In a pinch, when you want to add that little bit of spice, that is your pocket pick. It's that little out the back moment of this will add. Anyway. Stockholm Syndrome are our other team, playing in our first map. They've played a bit of Alterac, a little bit of Dragonshire again, and a little bit of Shrine, so some overlap there, but a couple of slight differences. They've played a lot of Brightwing, with their main Brightwing portrait coming on. That's maybe not a huge shock. But yeah, Brightwing might feature today. I do not want to remove anything, thank you very much. As well as Brightwing, we also see... the additions of Hanzo again, so that will be a contested pick, and some Tychus. I really like Tychus. I think he's really good. I really hate playing Tychus, but I think he's really good.
He does hold the big minigun, not gonna lie. He push the D key.
Relatively large minigun. I would say above average size, especially when it's pink and it's in his summer suit.
Wait, but game theory, how big is the average minigun?
7.
Like if we could throw back to the old game theory days when they do pixel height based on Mario's height, can we do that with Tychus?
We can.
How big is Tychus? How big is he?
He's 7.
No, I know the minigun is 7. How big is Tychus?
Also 7. Different unit.
Okay. Alright.
Anyway, they also have some pocket picks. Asmodan comes out for them now and then. Stitches. And my boy, Protector of Ire, Artanis. Interesting fact, I didn't see Lily in my brief 20 seconds of research on either of those teams because it's a garbage hero. Love you, Azog.
Whoa, what are you saying? What are you saying? No, you can't go away with this. Lily's great. Lily's the best burst mage in the goddamn game. I won't hear any other
I
fucking.
mean, what sort of nerd would have Burst Mage Lily as part of their name? Good news,
Barack Obama.
We've got stuff happening. Not quite enough stuff happening, but almost enough stuff happening. We've got map bans. Our blue team are, of course, Unleashed. They first pick from the toss, so got to ban second. Our red team started with a Sky Temple ban, and then followed that up with a Towers ban. Meanwhile, Unleashed have banned out Cursed and Dragonshy. Interesting, because both teams have elected to play it in the past in this tournament. We're going to go to BOE for our first map, picked up by the red team. It looks like that should be slowly sorting itself out now. Have we got a lobby? Here we go. Oh my god, it just works. You know, sometimes these things come together. How late are we? 8 minutes. I've been later. You know, I've started games later. Massive shout out, of course, to everyone who is hanging out with us while we're waiting to get this set up. The numbers are slowly creeping up. This is, of course, your Nexus Rumble semi-final. Later on today, we're going to have AFK for Coco going up against someone else. Oh my god, they've gone from my brain. Munchies. AFK for Coco are going up against Munchies. Patrick's face is frozen again because this is just woeful, this setup I am once again forced into. But, you know, life is like a lemonade. You gotta suck it till it I don't know what I'm
That's
doing.
how lemonade do. That is how lemonade do be. You do gotta suck it till it pops, not gonna lie.
Yo, I don't like that you finished what I was going to say. Could you not in future, please? Can we just pretend...
Yo, just holding you accountable.
Can we just pretend that I
can't
didn't
just
use
say
words?
things.
I can and I will. We're getting into this lobby slowly but surely.
What do we think of BOE as a first pick, man? What do we think of this one?
BOE is a good map. For anyone new to Heroes of the Storm, first of all, why? But, you know, assuming that you played in the alpha and you played Cursed Hollow, and now there's all these new map choices, and your little League of Legends, I don't even remember what it's called. Summoner's Rift brain can't handle it. Is Summoner's Rift the map name? I don't know.
Summoner's Rift? That's like Nexus based. Actually I don't
What's
know.
the map
Any League
called?
lore people in chat?
Anyway, point is, BOE, two immortals, they fight, they're having a bit of a disagreement. One of them left the fridge open, they're not sure who it was. It was the Angel.
And they're gonna resolve it through a big old match of tennis.
They're going to have a big tennis
Right?
match. And so they play tennis, but everyone knows it's impossible to play tennis while someone tickles you under the skirt. And so your five people come and tickle their guy under the skirt, and their 5 people come and tickle the other guy under the skirt. And you get one fault, and after you've won the halftime fault, the next person goes, and from the winner of the second fault, that guy gets the immortal to come down and knock over all of the guy's Lego towers.
Right. Yes. I too have watched Carbot. It's very good.
That's how it works. I will
That's
take
how
no,
it works.
I will take no. What's the word?
What
Complaints.
is the word?
I will take no complaints.
Will you take some constructive criticism?
No, definitely not. That's the worst kind of criticism. That's the kind of criticism that could actually be right. We don't want any.
Well, just in case you change your mind, your take's awful.
Thank you. See, this here, this is the co-caster synergy that we look for.
Right. Okay, but we're just about pedaling into the lobby at the moment, so I reckon we'll be good to go in a momento.
I'm going to drop the good old fat casters R. Shout out again to everyone hanging out in the chat. We love you. We love to have you here. Yeah.
Okay.
Map 1 is going to be on Infernal Shrines. I'm worried that my game sound is probably a little bit low, so we're just going to randomly
Do a bit of audio bounce.
We're going to randomly increase it and hope that it isn't too high now. You know, who don't even sweat. I don't remember what the bind I have for my thingy is. Just like check. Oh! 3, 2, 1, and boom! We are off. Oh, it looks like the draft music does just play. Yo, am I
it's working.
Am I
working.
semi-competent? Oh,
Kill streak.
This is you know. Thank you very much for all those follows coming in. Lovely to have them on the main lounge channel. Obviously, you know, neither of us have anything to do with lounge. I just like transparent. Patrick was free, so
you know me.
Yeah. Well, do they know
I'm
you?
free. They might.
Did the teams really get on the wrong side? It's the semi-finals, man. How can you be in a semi-finals and not even be on the...
Imagine considering your casters' feelings. Couldn't be them.
Yeah, so whilst I have a breakdown, Patrick is going to talk about this first ban.
Rightio. So the first ban is being banned is Hogger. We're not going to be playing any Hogger, which is a bit of a shame. I've recently played a bit of him in ARAM. I'm not really a Hogger gamer, but I do like pressing E and ending up at the other side of the map after a long Rube Goldberg escapade. That's not how you're meant to play Hogger at all, but it is funny to do. Yeah. I guess Hogger does have decent... I guess he position right. He could have good immortal clear.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty damn good on this map.
Yeah.
He does a lot of damage. He's pretty damn good everywhere at the moment. Hogger is in a good place.
Dibble's banned now. Definitely got some good strength in the center of the map during the objective. He's a decent ban, if you don't really know. Do we know if any of them play a bit of Dibbles?
No idea.
Alright.
Quite probably do. This server hangs out in EU. We are European-based Heroes Lounge. You can possibly tell from our very strong lack of American accent. Yeah, we are hardcore Europeans. It hangs out on EU. I don't think Blizzard has more than one EU server. I don't even think Blizzard has more than one EU computer at this bloody point.
Anduin ban now. Quite curious how we haven't had a ban for any racers yet in BOE. I think they're just willing to have a fast objective on both sides.
That does tend to be symptomatic of the higher divisions, because the truth is a strong racer isn't enough. And so if your opponent manipulates a team fight win from draft, and they have enough race, they tend to win so long as they don't in the early game. Also, a lot of the races are quite easily counterable. If you go in for the first pick Valley, your opponent's Uther Genji you, and you cry yourself to sleep. Blaze first pick is strong. Blaze he's in a good spot. He is potentially the future best hero of this game.
Oh, it's a weird thing to say.
Yo, he might always be the best. He might now just be Blaze the best hero. Like, not the currently, just the best hero. That's exciting. That, you know, yeah. But Blaze...
We can make
Blaze
these calls.
But Hanzo Muradin is a nice response. The Hanzo is going to get a decent amount of damage out. He's a safe racer. He's not as fast as Valor Greymane might be, but he is poke race. So if you start to lose position, he can still put damage on the Immortal. But there is that Valor that we've already kind of beaten around that bush, and she's going to be paired with Rhaegar. Now, I actually hate that. I think Valor needs more healing than Rhaegar, but with Q build, it's not as bad, and I think we will probably see that the Muradin is going to struggle just a little bit to punish, because Muradin's jumping gauge is just about slow enough that you can kind of roll out of there.
Very telegraphed.
Yeah, quite telegraphed.
A Nubarak ban now. They're worried about dive here.
Oh, Nubarak is the best tank in the game, and the Nubarak Blaze is like not only the best 2 in slot in the game, but they are also complementary, because what Nubarak lacks most is safety once he goes in, and Blaze is like, would you like a bunker? And the Nubarak is like, yes, actually,
I actually would, explicitly just that.
Explicitly want nothing more than a bunker. How did you know? No, I like the Noob ban here a lot. I do wonder if it's going to be some spicy Uther draft, though.
Nara ban.
That's sensible. Yeah, I like that. There's not like Muradin Hanzo is a very uncommitted draft. You can go pretty much anywhere with that. Lunara's good into Valor. It's a sensible ban. Brightwing is taken. I think it's fine here.
Not hard.
Would I have liked to see something more aggressive? Maybe. Could have been room for an Ana draft. The Thrall makes the Ana draft look less likely, but not impossible. Not necessarily impossible to exit that way. I think that the Brightwing...
Nana boost Trash Lightning. It's always a play.
I do think
it is always one of the plays, and here's the story.
It's not a play. To be very clear to the viewers at home, don't do that. But we could have seen like a strong frontliner and Ana, or Ana and Ming even come out, and the strong frontliner taken last. And it is an Uther with the Artanis in there as well. Okay, that's a nice exit. I like this draft. It's a bit spicy, it's a bit janky, and it's got an Artanis in it. But apart from that, the Rhaegar feels a lot better
round out this. I can see a Grey Mane.
I can see Falstad for the Gust. Grey Mane's going to struggle. Like, they're going to really, really struggle to kill stuff with Grey Mane. They can't really commit for Valor. Okay, they agree with me. They like the Falstad.
Okay. I'm going to really quickly dash to the toilet just to blow my nose because your boy has the Rona. Wear your mask.
Production value! Woo!
I'll be back in just a moment.
Oh, T-Dogs with the fat anger. Thanks, bro. always here to add value. I do like what the teams have put up here. I think probably the red team's draft is favoured. I do think the blue team haven't really got enough oomph in the team fights. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything special enough. But it's definitely not free for the red team. I think that they should lose first Immortal unless... Yeah, no, I think with the two healers, even the Artanis race won't be enough early. So they do have to make a good defense of that.
Back like I never left.
Yeah. Big door slams. Welcome
Big
back,
door
Patrick.
slam.
You know, you've been on...
Gotta announce myself.
Oh, yeah.
God, yeah. Okie dokie.
Would you like to introduce the team?
Give me just a moment. I gotta confirm which what team name is team name. This is production value that we're all waiting for, folks. Because it's been flipped. On the red team, which is fucking unleashed. I don't know. Yeah, that's them. You got Iscorp. You got on the Vala. You got Hertua on the Rhaegar. You got Ufer, who's being played by Arshbano. You got Nikyasa on the Blaze, and on the Artanis you have Aggressive. This is well timed.
And my blue team, who were already on the screen, Game's Over Pro is going to be Emeraldin, Jake's a Falstad, Lux is Brightwing, Darkalon is your Hanzo, and hanging out in that top lane, Thrall is going to be played by Zeus. Nice initial setup here, nothing too strange. We've got Green Thrall coming out, we've got Hammerang Falstad, not a lot of off lane to soak here, and the teams are just going to sort of juke it out a little bit in that mid lane for now. Muradin's falling quite low, gonna force the port out. Oh, Muradin falling solo, just able to escape. Barbaro now though taking some counter damage. Ooh, not quite enough. Very well calculated there by Game Over.
Does give good sustain.
Yeah, it does. I think that early on, I would have favoured the blue team. I think Muradin just got caught out a little bit. It's interesting to see the Artanis down here and the Blaze topside. That does suggest they want to be a little bit more aggressive, or they don't feel comfortable with Artanis against Thrall. But I do think that's a
I see what you did there. See what you did there. Aggressives down the bot lanes, they can be more aggressive. Very cool.
Okay, here we go. It looks like they do want to snipe this camp. It's also worth noting the Valor is Q-build. I think with the double support, I prefer auto run this camp, but it's going to be enough to net them that first camp. The blue team not really able to find the position, and so it's a nice start so far from Unleashed. Not overly surprised. Their comp is just looking a little bit stronger.
Got plenty of game left. We'll see where it goes.
I do have to say, Jake already 23 Q stacks on that Falstad. That's a lot.
That's scaling. That's scary scaling.
Artanis here just really taking full value out of those two healers. Really taking full value out of those two healers. Value is
mana is there to be used.
Yep. Almost some more value there if they're not able to nick that globe though. But nice early lead.
Aggressive Valor.
Oh, it's two healers. It's not aggressive. That's standard.
Yeah.
Hanzo's Q build as well. I don't know about that. I would have played Redemption here. I don't feel like the poke is going to work into both healers. Like, Rhaegar sustain is fine. Usually the problem with Rhaegar is if you're queuing for sustain, you can't get the burst in. But if it's just there, like, I'll get the burst in for you. I got you.
Yeah, man.
Both teams finishing up their camps here. Artanis left on his own, and the red team are going to try and double camp the top lane. I don't necessarily know if this is worth the position on the Immortal, though. They're a little bit late as well.
I guess they have a bit more faith in their camp clear.
Yeah, Thrall actually scouts this out, so the blue team know, but they're not in position to race. And that's going to hurt them. Like, there's a lot of time here where they haven't really done anything. And so now the red team kind of just get that free camp.
The teams are up. Oh, we got a bit of a scuffle down top lane.
Blue team are going to come up here. They've got position for the race, but Hanzo and Valor are going to... Tannis and Valor are going to start hitting the one bottom side while these three try and mount a defense. And with the macro pressure cleared up, yeah, I think that red team have again executed this quite well. That top camp felt a bit greedy at the time, but it wasn't punished, and unpunished greed is just quality play. Oh, Blaze's stun falls so close to being massive. The stun on Falstad, though, he's able to roll over a wall. Blaze is now dropping quite low, but able to retreat into his own Immortal. And crucially, all this time, Artanis, bot side, uncontested, has gained them that halftime show.
Looking scary, though. Blaze has his tap to keep him staying in the fight. One more push like that, and they're out of it. But red team are feeling very confident they can outrace here. The advantage of having two racers here in the form of Artanis and Vala, as opposed to just the Hanzo on the other team.
It is a very close matchup, and I think we can see that actually the red team didn't get as much damage as the blue team because they had such a lead going into the halftime made by the macro. It's enough to just commit for the race, right? Like Falstad is an extra assassin if you count Thrall and Hanzo for Valor and Artanis, so they are always going to race more early on. But the lead that they brought in is just enough. They're going to get front wall. They might get about a third of a thought, but I don't think they'll get much more than that. They shouldn't really be able to convert many kills here unless they get a really big swap.
Dinner is served.
Thank you.
Quality PV going on here.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling? I'm doing good, yeah, that's up.
Yo.
You do have a mute button. Just putting that one out.
I do, but it's not anywhere near. I got an alt tab out of HOTS. I gotta go there.
Oh, looks like someone's rocked up and changed the title of our stream. That's kind of big. Thanks for that, Trans.
Very cool.
Yeah. Here we go. We're chilling. We're hanging out. We're having a grand old time. The red team did manage to confirm the whole fort, which honestly, possibly more than they should have got there, but very well executed by them nonetheless. Level 7's helping them out with that. That's half level lead, able to generate the space for them. Coming back in now again into this game, and it's worth noting that their red team haven't needed a kill to generate this advantage, right? They are successfully holding their position and indeed taking their lead just through their rotation and the respect that their comp demands. And I think that is showing here as Albani is a big stun. This is kill number 1 coming down the Zed, not even able to get through there from Brightwing. Nicely done. That pick is possibly even going to net them a fort here as the blue team look like they're just going to try and trade, but there's still a wall up for them.
They don't have as good race compared to the top. The death ball, the top death ball is almost certainly going to get top forward, but I'm not even sure they'll get wall down here. Well, they'll get wall, but not much more.
It is trading fort for wall at this point, and now with the objective spawning, if they do choose to keep pushing, they're going to lose valuable time racing. Artanis is manning up, though. He does need to be careful. They have got kill pressure for him, but it looks like he's survived just long enough. Uther gets a dismount off. Are they going to race? No, they want to fight. They've got 10s here. The blind comes down. That's just a dismount. It makes sure no one can escape. They're going to get murdered. Honestly, at this point, that's enough to start racing, and off they go.
This is looking like a decisive start to the red team's game.
That is some brutal race coming out as well from the red team. Very nicely done by them. They're actually going to invade this camp. This does feel like a little bit of a waste of their time, but without level 10s on the blue side, there's no negative consequence here. There's no possibility for an engage. Pretty standard ults coming out there from the whole red team. The only slightly surprising one is that strafe. Often with double support Valor, we tend to see the stun come down instead, but obviously feeling like the strafe is more valuable at this time. And as level 10s rock up, a full health Immortal, or almost full shield Immortal is going to be pushing through that top lane.
Thrall went and grabbed top camp while this was happening. A good use of time because they knew they weren't going to win at the race. This helps stemming the bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, but then racing when you're not going to win still reduces the damage on that shield. I guess, obviously, if you don't feel safe, it's rough, but camp hasn't really added much value. Maybe they just were worried about not reaching that level 10, but seems a bit unlikely. I do think they might be looking to set up behind the fight behind here, though. The front line are out. The arrow comes through. Do they get the Valor? They can't get the Valor. There's a little bit of overlap there. Both of the save tools are used onto her. The Quake comes down. They are just looking to fight behind. The Gust comes out. Darklon needs to be careful here. He's been a little bit sold by his team. No kills able to come through onto this comp. The D-Shield felt a little bit greedy there, but it was just enough to keep Valor alive. And now the red team are pushing through. They've got the confidence. They've got the full health bars. Only Blaze suffering a little bit here. The Keep's going to fall, and they're going to keep on going here, I think. Or are they?
They're pulling back. Oh, there's a bit of split decision here. Valor seems to want to go in, but the rest of the team might just get out. Oh, they still can.
I had faith, but it looks like Unleashed comfortable with just the Keep, not looking for anything more. Going to try and clear up that bot lane. I'm having fun making Twitch chat unhappy by twisting the camera around. Look, we can be on a ship. Woo! It's very important to make your entire chat nauseous.
Bot camp claimed, while blue team can really only spend the entire team soaking top lane. Thrall's looking for a way to sort of join in on bot lane to get the soak going, but finds Artanis. But now we're going to look for a bit of a confrontation in the top lane.
It looked like a big gank, but they weren't actually able to follow up on it. Hunter is still the target. Valor gonna get stunned out of strafe. Dismounting again with the Artanis. Oh, Merlin gets caught by the stun. He's gonna go down. No, the Gust is huge. Can Artanis get there? No, he's gonna take the safe play. Unbelievable. I mean, who even plays safe in 2022? Nicely done there, though, by the red team, or by the blue team, able to hit that execute. Falstad gets ganked by 2 support players. Yeah, that's actually a really greedy rotation by Arapano. Uther running works out just a little bit too late. The stun saves Valor there. Nicely done by Blaze. That would have made a big tool if that stun hadn't gone through. And again, with a level 13 advantage, the red team are going to set up to try and race. It's a bit more of an aggressive race, but with a lead like theirs, it's going to be very hard for the blue team to get enough space on the map to start poking.
Both teams are shaping up now. No one really wants to go and get that top camp because they know this is what it's going to come down to, this race right here. Win or lose, this decides the game.
Well, definitely doesn't decide the game if the red team lose because they've got a healthy backing, but it's do or die.
That's what you think.
Definitely do or die here for the blue team. And, you know, as the halftime is won, it looks like the red team are going to be given this free second half. And now the red blue team have to find a fight behind with 13. They are looking for this arrow. Falstad looking a little bit aggressive here as well. Valor's already strafing. That's quite big. All the buttons are used on Artanis. This means that now, if they can find Valor, they can kill her. But the arrow doesn't connect. Earthquake goes down. The blue health bars are so low. Zeus, is he able to live? Just about. That's a nice route as well. I think the blue team are all going to get out here. Meridian is falling quite low. He's a little bit lost on the backside, but they don't know where he is. And I think he will be able to try.
Oh, they might know where he is. They might know where he is.
Jump gets caught by stun.
Not if he gets stunned.
He's swapped out, but is he going to fall with 2 in base? That is Merlin going down. I do think he should just have gone right and backed. Like that was very survivable, but never mind. This is rough now. It looks like it was going to be all right for a moment as those defensives were all burned on Artanis and the red team or the blue team hadn't committed ults yet. But when they used the ults, they couldn't find it.
Troll even.
That's a worthwhile one for one. That's okay. The Artanis just falling there to keep damage is going to be fine, but Darklon needs to find Race onto that Immortal. He's finished his Q quest, which is nice, but maybe not quite nice enough. We are going to see Muradin respawn here, so it is 4v4 now. The Immortal isn't finished, but Brywing is in a hell of trouble. A Gust is forced out here. They need to use that, or the backlash of that Gust to get as much race as they can. Benediction pop, but not finding anything. A nice hammerang, but 2-3 pulse on the top court.
Oh,
Brightwing
but
jumps
stun
into
and
the stun!
follow-up stun. Oh!
And that's 1-for-1
that's
trade.
the game.
Is it the game? It is the game. I am lost. I thought that was Brightwing going down, but apparently she's alive. My brain is not working. Very
I didn't
nicely
notice
done.
until you said that.
Very nicely done there.
That's the last split-second blink heal right there.
Very nicely done there by the blue team. Very nicely done indeed. Blue team by the red team. Oh my god. I can't.
They swapped early on.
But
It's hard.
You work for an entire week, do your first cast in a long time, you do production. It was a good game, but I think ultimately double support Valor is really good. And you can't give it away without some sort of plan to deal with it. And I do think that we saw that sort of standard drafting coming out from Stockholm, where we didn't really see them try and hit anything too powerful. Trans's setup is about as quality as my production, it sounds like, so that's always grand. But no, very nicely done there by both teams. Now, one match in, 1-0. If Unleashed take this, we just move on to our second game, onto our second overall game of the night. If Stockholm take this, we go into a 1-all. I'm imagining at this point the second rumble will start regardless, because I doubt we'll make them stay the whole time. I don't know. Our overlord from Germany might let us know soon. Who knows? One advantage to the shorter rumble delay is that he can actually tell me things in relatively real time. But I'm imagining we might not catch all of the games, just so that everyone gets to actually go to sleep and Luca gets to eat his dinner. You know. Yeah, all right.
Absolutely.
Some of us don't have
Food is
catering
good.
services, you know. But
That's fair. Well, now I'm in a bit of a sticky one, honestly, because the food is here, but I don't want to eat on stream.
I know,
wanna-
right? Yeah, you're
Yeah,
on
I know.
camera.
People are gonna know. I'm gonna bank on my
Not
my
only
camera
are you
freezing on
camera,
your end.
but no one told you that you're meant to turn your close your curtains if they are horizontal, and now you're like,
Hey,
you've got that
Whoa.
real nice white spot. Oh dear, off he goes. Infernal Shrines is going to be our second map. It's been picked up by the red team. They're going to take us to the lounge comfort. I mean, it's nice, it's simple. Nobody's getting hurt. Nobody's surprised. Let's see what they've got here.
I've got a potato.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It's boiled. Don't worry. It's trash. Potato tier list. Let's go. This is an important bit. Boiled potato, F tier potato.
Peruna, S tier potato. That's it. That's the only potato I care about.
Where do roast potatoes fall?
Oh, they're beta.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
I would have
not.
thought they
They're
were at least
A tier or
8.
S tier,
Yeah. That's top potatoes. I was shook for a moment there.
Look, sometimes
What
you just
about-
got to say things for the content. That looks
That's
like
true.
The wrong Shrines map. Unfortunately, due to lacking production and me being tired, we are literally reliant on the teams to set up the lobby. We'll get there in a minute. You know, they'll work it out.
Team's working out. They were very capable of this first round, so I'm sure an encore is all that's needed at this point.
The potato is an S tier food, but there's tiers within S. So like
Exactly.
you
That's why
know,
we're breaking this down.
roasties are like double S because they're S squared.
Exactly.
No, that's also the wrong Infernal Shrines game. Did I just
Fries, chips, crisps. Do crisps count as a form of potato?
I think,
Or have they
crisps
been
might
transfigured
only be
enough
A
to the point where they're no longer? Yeah.
Well, poutine is pretty good. I like a bit of poutine. I know I'm
Poutine
not
is
Canadian,
good.
but you can get it quite good in Scotland.
It is
In
very nice.
Scotland. Like good poutine.
Scotland forever!
Probably shouldn't do that anywhere that's going to be recorded. That's my in hindsight. Don't think I want my Scottish accent gracing the internet. But it looks like teams are all in the lobby for Infernal Shrine, so that's quite nice. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We're all here. We're all ready.
We're all-
We're all here to have a good time.
Hopefully. We're here at least. Maybe this time my co-caster will. Are they on the same sides as before?
Yes. Yeah, they're at the same times. Yeah.
So that's nice. At least it's not the right size, but it's at least the same size. Sometimes
it's consistent.
You got to take what you can get in life, you know.
When life gives you lemons, you make weird noises. Apparently.
Big. Looks like we're getting into game 2 though, so that's kind of also quite large. I wonder what changes we'll see. I think Uther Valor is not as good on shrines, but it's definitely still very difficult to deal with. I wouldn't hate an Uther ban. I think Unleashed are a very strong team, and when you play against a team that are strong and know how to utilize the Uther, the best thing to do is usually just remove it from their toolkit. I'd like to see Mephisto come out here. He's really good on the map. I'd like to see Blaze come out here. He's just...
I'd like to see Kerrigan gaming.
There's definitely a Diablo player. It's got to be.
It makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, we're staying consistent. We're staying true to what we had originally with the Hogger Dibble spams. I don't want to do that. I imagine a bit of scouting's happened before this.
Hey, hang on a minute. So the band's backwards now because they swapped?
No,
You know what? Production value, it's fine. We'll survive it. Hogger is a very sensible ban on shrines because you just spin around the shrine forever and it's very good. Very good.
Lucio's similar. You get that movement speed, you get that armor, you get a lot of shit. You get your constant stun. It's a good character to have on shrines.
It is. It really is.
Blaze. That's interesting coming from these guys. They had it last time.
Yeah, but they don't have first pick anymore, and you got first pick Blaze.
You got a first pick Blaze.
Uther's still around, Valor's still around, Rhaegar is still around. Rhaegar real good.
Joe's up.
Stukov hanging out, Johanna hanging out.
Damn, why didn't they ban half the characters?
I know, right?
It's almost like there's only 4 bans.
That is not what I was expecting to see first.
It's not horrible. It's not detrimental to the team, but it's not
I
a power.
would say there are 3 supports left in the pool who are all better than Brightwing, and then you've also got stuff like Anna, which is a direct counter and arguably stronger.
You're in an Anna mood today.
I guess I am. I liked Anna in the first map. I wouldn't pick it now. Yeah, no, it's gonna be Hanzo Rhaegar. I like that rotation a lot more. This early Brightwing is making me scared.
It's okay. DPS Brightwing, about to happen.
Like, I'm struggling to think of a strat or a draft that would require a first pick Brightwing. And I'm concerned that they don't have one either. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Stockholm Syndrome are going to prove
Game over,
me
bro.
wrong.
Game over, bro. Okay.
Okay.
I like it. I dig it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not bad, although if they wanted that, I'm really surprised they didn't want either Stukov or Anduin. Both of them feel like they fit the pool better, but maybe they just... I don't know, I don't like Brightwing and Uberak. I don't think you get the value from Brightwing because Uberak just runs away constantly. But maybe that's just me being unhappy about Brightwing. Who knows? That's a good ban. He's annoying.
It is no longer a perfect day for some mayhem.
It's
Mayhem lovers are in just shambles.
Yeah.
Joban's pretty good. One of the stronger tanks still left in the rotation, so getting that out there.
Might be a varying comp. Might be a Mephisto Garrosh. Mephisto Garrosh is actually kind of spicy sounding. Might be an Uther Valor again. I don't love it with the Hanzo. I think it looked better as a solo ranged. Urel's coming out now, and Garrosh again. So it's going to be Urel Garrosh. They're flexing that last DPS. I like that. Maev is also an option with their draft at the moment if the enemy...
Kerrigan is an option.
Kerrigan's there.
It's not a good option. It's an option, though.
It's there. It's definitely a hero that could be picked.
Can't remember the last time I've seen anyone play Kerrigan.
No, she's okay. You just gotta watch Nick's stream for long enough and eventually he'll play it. Okay, General Lunara, that's a lot of burst. And a lot of slow. It's going to control Garrosh really well. But it is going to struggle if they find a nice carry to slot in here. I think the Mephisto and the Maiev both fit that bill. But that might not be what they're looking for. It might not be something they feel comfortable on. It's definitely not over yet. Let's see what...
Abathur time. Let's go.
It's just going to be the Falstad. It's quite interesting.
Both the teams have played pretty conservative comps, all things considered. Nothing famed for their huge prowess on Infernal Shrines being picked on out of these maps, but they're all okay heroes. All decent heroes.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like both of them, I think. I do worry about that Garrosh, but then he's got Yrel to try and get him in. And if he does get in, it's going to be really bad. It's also a really hard matchup to play as a Nubarak into Garrosh because you can kind of never engage. And if your cleanses are fast enough, it's really bad. I think it looks even, but maybe the Yrel is just good enough into the Jaina Lunara? I don't know.
It could go either way, folks. It could go either way.
I think I like both drafts. I think I'd be happy playing both.
Okie dokie. On the red team, we got Iscorp. On the Hanzo, we've got Arbano on the Garrosh. We got Hertua on the Rhaegar, Aggressive on Falstad, and Nikesha on Yrel.
We do indeed. And our blue team coming out here is going to be Zeus on the Dahaka. Game over, bros. You're on Nubrak. Lux is your Brightwing. Jake is Lunara. And the Jaina is going to be played by Darkalon. As we let battle commence.
Okay. Just sizing each other up now. Spawning a couple of beetles to get a bit of vision. Firing a couple of scouting arrows.
Important questions for chat who are still on the most important theme of potatoes. Are those like, do you mean the actual crinkly chips, or are you being American and do you mean crinkle cut crisps? Because crinkle cut chips are genuinely pretty A-tier. The curly fries are better.
Yeah.
Or curly chips, whatever you want to call them. This is such an impressive rotational speed by Jane here. Noob has to be careful he doesn't get thrown here though. Slight lead in the macro for the blue team right now. And they are using it well. They're going to set up to do this camp. Dahaka and Yrel are just hanging out in that mid lane. And oh my god, look at how fast that's bursted. The red team are going to try and do bot camp, but they don't. Well, do they have time? I thought they wouldn't have time, but the blue team just haven't responded to it. They're a little bit slow here. Anub is going to burrow in now. But like Dahaka is burrowing. Okay, they're going to fight for it. Can the red team get out? They've got the camp. The lick doesn't connect. He's thrown out. Icecorp is able to jump over. That was a pretty impressive escape.
Big cooldowns burned.
Not really.
Huge cooldowns burned.
I don't know. I think that the red-blue team just sleeping a little bit there. Like you can't leave the bot camp unscouted for that long, especially if you've got something like Wisp, right? Like there's no reason they should be able to do that for free. So that's a little bit fortunate for Unleashed. I'm just concerned, transparent, you know? I'm concerned that you might have misspoken. You went to a brand new country, you might have picked up some of their English. I wouldn't want you to make a fool of yourself.
Jane has been thrown. This looking like a first blood right here.
It's a really nice kill on Jaina. Can they also back out? They can. That's really well done. That is Yrel into Jaina. Like, a good Yrel player is just so scary for any backliner without mobility. Lunara is maybe just mobile enough. She's fine at 10. But Jaina has nothing going for her other than the slow. And when Yrel jumps over the bush and sticks up her hammer, that slow is not fast enough. Blue team are going to try and take away their camp from their opponents while the red team are just doing their hard camp. I don't know if this is better than just taking their hard camp. I feel like it's not. Like, sure, you kick something.
Oh, but Garrosh is here.
Garrosh has donated a large portion of his health pool there. And with Jaina coming in,
a big throw.
Oh, he can just E back out there. But that is a good throw.
No, the E was used to do damage previously.
It's a good throw to make sure there's no more damage coming out, but he also spawns beetles. It's unlikely to work out for him. Still, Garrosh lives, and that's like the most important thing there. You can't lose your tank right for objective. Teams are going to be fine here as we set up. Red team gets the space. They've also got the camp pressure. They're going to have 7 first. It's going to be really hard here for
Stockholm to thrown in and doesn't have her leap yet, so that's going to be... Ooh! Jeez, it's just getting out of there.
Really nice spell shield there from Brightwing, able to protect her through that Falstad hammerang. But interestingly, it's auto Falstad, so, you know, Cubot would have confirmed that kill, I think. Still, the kill is actually not that important because with that damage, they force the blue team out of the contest. And now as their level 7 comes in, they're 30 points to head on. This is a nice,
good
nice
position to be
win. Remember CCL indeed. Arcane Punisher coming in. It's the Cena moment.
Alright, he's going to hit a wall, and his name is John Cena! Good timing at the E of the Nubrak, very good, using the abilities as they're intended. And Red Team's realizing that they probably aren't going to get much out of this. They might not even get a wall out of this because they don't really have good pushing power on their team.
This is very effectively baited, and it shows a very awkward time to come over. Looking for Hanzo. Not going to get Hanzo, but I like that they looked. They have to be careful with this Nubrak. He's going to be slowed. He doesn't have E. That polymorph was almost in time. Brightwing able to save a Nubrak, though. Garrosh now runs for his life. 3 versus 5 here. The Nubrak gets the engage. Rhaegar biting in, is able to save him, but now Yrel is going to try and get the counter. The knockback just misses onto Jaina, or rather, doesn't quite get her in the direction that Yrel would have hoped, and that will be all there. But, narrow margins on both sides.
Now the team's just trying to reset, trying to find a good time. Red team, however, is posing up quite aggressively. Oh no, but we're probably being scattered by the Wisp. They don't want to take that camp anymore.
Yeah, very nicely done here. I've apparently been given the information that Unleashed are a Div 1 plus team and Stockholm are not. Which is making me reflect upon some of the casting that has been done up until this point. It is definitely very nicely played by Stockholm. It's a tough matchup. But, this Garrosh throw, Jaina just caught out a little bit there, and level 10's coming in now for the red team. And you do again feel like this is the chokehold that Unleash are looking for. They've set this position up, and they have given a little bit of a masterclass today in how to play this video game. Lot of love.
That.
Mm-hmm.
No. You go.
I've got a lot of love for Unleashed style as well, because they're not over-aggressive. There's no disrespect for Stockholm. They're just playing safe and taking the value when it's there. Very nicely done, and it shows, right? There are no, as well as Stockholm are playing, you don't feel like there are windows for them in this game. As again, Dahaka needs to be so careful. The arrow comes down, it gets Jaina as well. He's going to be saved by the Brightwing port. Can they get Zeus out here, though? Lux doesn't have Blink here yet. It's just come online. Isn't needed to snap block it. We're going to see ISO coming out, though. Cocoon on the hard zone. There's a Garrosh throw, but he can't show just yet. He's getting ready. Yrel clears out the space. In comes the throw out, or not. It's not even needed. There it is. Yrel's going to use her ult just to buy the space. And again, that Cocoon looks so deadly, but the execution from Unleashed is so calm and so collected. Garrosh doesn't in his health bar before he has to. Yrel jumps in with the right timing, gets that one also on it to mess the timing up for their opponents. Everything is just so clean.
Okay, both teams sizing up for their hard camp now, just getting pushing as the objective takes place in the bot lane. Just a bit of a reprieve before they join. Oh, but Dahaka's ganked and well and truly taken out.
Yeah, nicely done there by Unleashed. They this time Dahaka was not able to be saved. Brightwing wasn't able to pull up to him, and now with that Dahaka kill, Yrel can try and secure some value topside, and it's going to make too much space on the shrine as unfortunately Jaina gets thrown. Is going to fall there. The port a little bit hopeful, I think, from Brightwing, and maybe fortunate that she wasn't allowed to finish that.
Right now, blue team is just focusing on lanes. Now they acknowledge that with being 2 down at one point during this thing, they can't contest on the points. They're just going to give this frozen Punisher, which is a bit of a deadly one to give.
And it's a little bit of a slow response coming out of Unleashed. Falstad does now fly up, but you're really struggling to get up there in time. They are going to sack this whole front wall, which given the kills that they got is a little bit poor. It looks like the red team or the blue team are going to be bullied off of this point here now, though. Possibly could have tried to stay a little bit longer, but didn't have vision of Rhaegar and Hanzo, and if another one was up there, it would have been very risky. Looking to try and collapse now, though. We're going to see them get a few more shots off, but it's 39 now with Hanzo as well. He doesn't even need to poke the objective. The taunt onto Anubrak comes through, but there's actually not enough follow-up. Falstad is topside, and Arbano is now going to confirm the objective. Level 13s are in. It's a nice defense there put up by the Stockholm Syndrome.
Oh. Still in the burrow. Not bad. But with the fort disabled, they really don't have any safety at times like this.
This is nicely played by them. The disable comes out. Jaina is well saved there by Anubrak. That is a very important barrow charge. Arbano as well, when he was poly, not able to survive. Dahaka now making friends in the backline. Zeus here is going to require a Brightwing port, and the object or the building will fall. They won't be able to stay, but that's okay. I'm going to just take that bottom camp instead.
It always comes down to the bot camp. We always got to get it when we can.
The bottom camp on this map is a very good indicator of the leading team. If you're able to complete your rotation and take that camp, it's always a good sign. Ice Corp is just going to have to run away here with the Hanzo, but he's a bold man. He's got a cleanse and a throw behind him, so he can play a little bit more aggressive, but he's definitely pushing that envelope as far as he can. Garrosh actually needs to be careful here. The Gust is burnt. That's well done by Falstad. Urella is now sharking around the backside, though. She's not ready to give this up just yet, I think. They're looking to try and jump in onto one of the backliners. Garrosh has wrapped all the way around to the bottom side. Gets the throw onto Anubrak. The damage is huge and so fast. Zed coming out onto the wrong target, but definitely wouldn't have arrived in time, even if it wasn't. Now they want more. Lunara might be in trouble here. Able to get the jump out. Jake here needs one more jump, I think, but there is a minion wave that should be able to guarantee him the safety. Bribing with a nice jump. Jake not able to take the leap yet, though. The cooldown not quite ready and is going to fall. Maybe the fly from Falstad a bit overkill there, though. And now Dahaka able to push that top lane as well. The counter pressure is good.
It's necessary at this point.
Yeah.
It's keeping them in the game for the time being, which is what they need. They need to get to a point where they've scaled. Wintermute and Numbing Frost coming in for Jaina at 16 and 20 counter respectively. Those are strong talents.
Yeah, no, Jaina definitely does spike in the late game, but I struggle to see the window that they're going to be given. I think they need to try and do something like wait for 16, find that level, and then try and shark around on the map in a way that's not quite so predictable. But even then, I do worry that against the team of Unleashed's caliber, they're going to struggle to find themselves that window, and they're going to need a little bit of a gift here. The game over, bro. Fighting Arbano has to be careful here. The throw taunt can be so damaging.
Shrines are active. People, blue team is playing pretty pushed up into their side of the map. They're trying to take their thing, but red team are posing.
Yeah, no, they know that they have the right for this, but it looks like Dahaka has been able to push into that top tower. If they can find 16s in time here, that will be massive. That's going to give them well advantage for the shrine. We are seeing just the real calm and collected way that Unleash have been able to approach this. As well as Stockholm are playing, they've never really looked under threat. They've never looked in danger. They've always had a clean execution and a quality macro plan, and it's just shown how difficult it is for Stockholm to find a window. As again, Anubrak is going to be the target, not able to find a kill on him yet. 16's a hit, and I think this is it. This is the best fight they're going to find. And it looks like Unleashed have made the same read too, because look at the way they've just instantly backed off. They're no longer contesting the shrine. They're just this solid ball of 5. But the cocoon comes out. They want Rhaegar. The gust is good. Separates off the front line. Zeus has to pop Essence. The tank goes down. The taunt hits 2. Falstad lives. Can they get a second kill here? It looks like Jaina might go down here. She's running for her life. The throw in onto the Urel just to try and get that kill pressure. The Z is enough to save her. And Urel has to be so careful. That is a great kill coming out here from Stockholm. Can they get more? Zeus runs away in the backline. Meanwhile, Jake on that Lunara, trying to make the pressure, but Unleashed regroup. They are coming again, and they are angry now. Arabano looking to find that engage, but without Urel, it's going to be more difficult. He gets polyed. He gets licked. He is in trouble. Rhaegar dashing in. Haruta has to be careful here. The Falstad able to stand up, and it's going to be Dahaka who falls first, but Rhaegar is low. So is that Falstad. They do have to be careful, but it looks like just about able to man up and take that fight. It's Hanzo! Oh my god, Janus falls so low in a split second.
Hanzo's still fishing. Hanzo thinks he can land the Q. And at this point, he probably won't do the whole thing. Oh!
Oh, we're going in for Hanzo. He's saved. Lunara trying to bully out Falstad meantime, but not quite able to. Sorry, I got distracted by the fight that might be starting down here. Here it is, Jake versus Aggressive. Aggressive thinks he can win it. The Brightwing says, no, you can't. Can he get the kill? The tap is needed. Is it enough? Oh, 60
Looks
health,
like
59 health, 54. Not quite going to be enough. Nubrak's in trouble. He's thrown in taunted. That's such a good arrow
Nubrak
from
is dead.
Oh.
Jaina has no choice but to be at this point. Just they need to consolidate the defenses and defend the keep. The fort is gone.
Mm-hmm. But again, it's that understanding from Unleashed as to where to apply the pressure. Sure, they are lucky to have the Falstad survive that 1v1, but by forcing the Brightwing port, there's now no save mechanic for the engage on that top fall, and you have to feel like that's a trade the red team are happy with. As Jaina comes under fire, the throw is there, the ice block now won't be enough to save her, even if it is here. A little bit late, maybe. No, she does actually survive, but Brightwing gets caught out by Hanzo instead, and as 20s come in, you feel like this keep has to go down now. Jake falling so low. Hanzo, very good hero. Zeus able to survive, able to back his way out here again, though. The blue team playing so well. Their tournament life on the line here. But Darkalon knocked in by the Urel. Taunt comes out onto the Dahaka. He is going to fall here. Rhaegar gets the Ancestral off before getting chucked into the cocoon. It looks like they're going to take out the Anurak as well. Or will they? Just about. Falstad falling low. Zeus calling GG as the Dragon Arrow from downtown confirms the Penta. And that is a very well played series by both sides. But Unleash just a little bit too strong here in our first best of 3.
Awkward thing is that neither team had great siege damage, so we gotta watch this go on for a little bit. There we go. GG.
GG indeed. A nice try indeed from Stockholm Syndrome, but Unleashed were the favourites and they were able to show why. I'm gonna see if people are around for our second game, Paddy. What were your feelings about that match?
I think you summarized it pretty well. I think both teams played a very good game of Hearts, but it should be noted that Unleashed had a calm, collected manner in the way they approached it. They were constantly reevaluating the way they should address each situation as it came up. They didn't ever overcommit, at least no point that I was able to see in my rookie eyes. And as a result, they were able to take the fights that they needed when they needed. They were able to back off when they needed to back off, and they were able to apply pressure when it was exactly needed. That helped them differentiate themselves over the course of the game, which is very well played by them. Mm-hmm. I think that Stockholm Syndrome did a very good performance in spite of the circumstances, but they just happened to get caught out at separate different times, which really contributed towards their loss.
And it is worth pointing out, a lot of those errors aren't as unforced as they look. Right, although we just see Unleashed collapsing out of nowhere onto someone who is too deep or out of position, it's the consistent rotational little victories that start to force you to either sack soak or make risky decisions. And it's the speed in which they make decisions and the ability to hide themselves from vision, that kind of makes it a little bit more complicated to say than just, oh, well, why does Stockholm just not feed them those kills, right? And, like, you know, it's very hard to successfully play around the Urel over the bush, instantly disrupting your backline. It's very hard to play around the Hanzo arrow over a wall that comes in and lands the 3-man stun. It's very hard to play into the Urel Garrosh combo where he just runs at you with 40% move speed and has any slows or roots cleansed. And they did a very good job of playing into that on heroes that didn't have easy safety mechanics. It's not like they were rocking the old Li, Ming, Lucio, run away whenever you see them kind of thing. They had heroes that really didn't have the mobility, and yet they kept that scoreboard really low, and they stayed in that game for a very long time. But very nicely done there from both teams. We are just in the process now of sorting out our second match for you.
I'll be returning in just a moment. Coach, a bad time. I'll be back in a moment.
And it looks like I have been abandoned once again, so I'm going to take this moment to plug the fantastic Nexus Rumble final, which will be coming next week. I believe we have 2 best-of-3 finals, an upper and a... No, next week is the lower final. It's a best-of-5. I said it before you could correct me, Trans. I said it before you could correct me. That's coming. Best-of-5. I don't know who the teams are. And then the week after that is the grand upper final. It's going to be the winner of this match unleashed against the winner of our next match. I need to find that match number and speak. It's gonna go well for me. I can't really use my brain like that. But, you know, sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. The teams are starting their bans as well, so no rest for the wicked at all. Looks like this one might be a slightly closer matchup than before. AFK for Coco and Munchies, both strong teams in their own regard. 17941. Should be able to put on for us quite an impressive show. Beehive versus Vacation in Purgatory is that final. The Rantlers unable to play. Who, what now, where, hi? Oh, God. You know how you're, like, just about managing to do everything at once? And then you glance down at your phone and you've got a text message that's important and your brain just collapses with the information overload?
Right, yeah.
Anyway, how are you